Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. I hope we're all having a wonderful day. Today we're going to be doing a little Bill versus Board challenge. Um, and we're going to be doing rally because I think that'll be more interesting than doing a majority of the other things in the game. But I'm sure we can come around to doing the other things in the game. So in here right now we have the two that are catching my eye are this toenail um and the Vivace. So the a majority of the rally courses that we have here on West Coast, made by the RLS team, are on gravel, which is going to make me think that this is going to be the better option. So we'll go over and take a look. Okay, so this is the car. It's an ugly looking thing, isn't it? My goodness. Um. Croissant. Oh goodness, sorry. That was funny to me. Is it that side? Where's the hood pop? Does this not have one? Bonnet privileges denied? Okay, well, it's a fully stripped out Tograc. What a weird name. I have no idea what this is based on, to be honest. Like, a lot of the Beam cars, they're not really based on one car, they're based on a mix of fucking everything. So, this is going to be a similar story, I believe. So, that gives us 70,409 to work with. So, I think private sales is probably going to be our best bet for finding something here. And I did have a quick, brief look. And I gotta say, this here is catching my eye. I haven't done, I think, any front-wheel drive rally cars so far in this game. I've gone either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. And I believe that the toenail here is also front-wheel drive. So this could give it a run for its money. We'd have about 50 grand to play with. But let's just really quickly check through and see if there's anything else in any of the other stores. The BX Ute is always going to be a good contender. They're always good fun to play with, and there's two options here. This one's the higher horsepower of the two, so that's definitely something to consider. Now, the other obvious option would be trusted. We get a Sigium. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, this would be a good place to start. I mean, this could be again another great option. A sunburst. Oh, we got a not an R32. That's cool. Bastion rally car. That would be interesting. Okay, yeah, we don't have much of trusted. We have a hill climb car, which is random. I'm not gonna lie, this is really tempting. But this is the V6 all-wheel drive. I think that this could be a really good shout. Let's go take a look. Yeah, as you can see, we got the V6. It's an auto, which I mean we're gonna have to change, which is gonna be big money. It's got this I mean I'm guessing it's the Lux interior, but it's just bad. It's just bad. So yeah, I mean I think this is gonna be a pretty solid little rally car. And I'm going to guess that the engine is going to be completely fucked. So let's make a quick note that the Bastion is going to cost us 13,166.32 to buy. Okay. We're going to have a long old drive back to the shop from here, aren't we? Might even time lapse it. Okay, so we're back. We're back at the shop. And we have our Bastion. So, first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to really quickly go in and sell all of our parts. Because though we have a load of money, I don't want to... I don't want to like compromise the challenge as such. So, right, I've stripped quite a bit of weight out of it. I've taken out a majority of the interior, just the driver's seat left with the wheel and the dashboard. Door panels are all out. Took some of the trim off, some of the badges. Little things, but all things that should hopefully lead us to have a tiny bit more budget. So if I sell all this, get an extra 600 bucks. That's not bad. That's not bad. So, the budget that we have to build this Bastion is 57,856 beam bucks. Really quickly, I'm going to double check with this. It has a full cage and 2 seats. Those are the only things that I'm going to say that this car needs. Like, absolutely needs. So, we'll crack right on. And we'll start by getting a cage in here. Which is, that's a lot of money. Nearly 6.5, over 6.5 grand after tax. And then we're going to need driver's seat. We're going to swap out for a race seat. With the BQ Plus seats in there. They're expensive. I'm not going to do that, but that's cool. Okay, so 11 grand we're dropping on the essentials. That's ideal. Sort of. I feel like our best bet is going to be to go for suspension next. So what we're going to do is swap out the brakes. I want go for some sport brakes. I would normally go for race brakes, but I fear that in this scenario, it's just going to cause me to lock up. So we'll go for some sports with some semi-race pads on them. As for the wheels, I don't know what new wheels have the rally tires. I'm gonna guess these two, 16x8 C50s. Oh, I'm on the race suspension. My bad. Oh, those are tiny. Goodness. Do we have any 17s? So sometimes you gotta make some compromises, and as you can see, the new rally tires, like the ones on the tonneau over there, they only come on these small wheels, and I'm not gonna do the research right now to work out what else has them. So for now, we're just gonna deal with having the small wheels. It looks fine. It doesn't look goofy, yeah, right? Right. Okay, so the suspension is done. I can't get over how goofy these wheels look. I found that you can get the asphalt tires on the 18s, but the issue is like that's not going to work for the rally stages that we're doing. So we're now just going to have to throw some money at the engine and see what happens, I suppose. Just like that, we are back, folks. As you can see, the Bastion sat here in all its glory. I came in about 500 bucks under budget, which I'm quite impressed with. I didn't think I'd manage that. I thought I was going to go over budget by quite a lot. And I think it stands a pretty good chance. So we are now going to take the tonneau and see what we can do with it. Okay, so on our first stage, we managed a 109.49, which is just on the cusp, just, just on the cusp of passing. Okay, I didn't actually get to see what we set on that one there, so I'm gonna have to pop it up on the screen here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that afterwards because this zone just doesn't really work, unfortunately. Um, okay, stage 3. To be pretty good. Um, in the beginning, I was struggling a little bit with this thing, but it's actually it's fairly easy to drive. So we shall we'll see how we do on the 4th stage, and then we'll go give it a go in the Bastion. Okay, so we got a 138 on that one. I believe you're supposed to go for a 135, but I might be wrong. We had a little issue, um, sort of early on there, but you know we've recovered. We tried to make the most of it, even with a slightly fucked alignment. And yeah, no, I think this thing did okay. Do I think it's worth 70 grand? Probably not. But the question is, can we build better for the same price? Let's see. It's time to see if the Bastion can give it a run for its money. Now, I when I did a few bits to the Bastion that you guys wouldn't have seen. Um, we just pop in here. you couldn't tell by the noise, yeah, we put the 5.7 in. For the sport intake, I decided the supercharger might be a bit too much. So I'm hoping that this will do the job. Obviously, we're on the rally suspension. I give it a quick paint job. Yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm really hoping that this is quicker. So let's give it a go, shall we? I can tell straight away this thing is a lot heavier. Um, but you know, I wasn't expecting anything else. All-wheel drive is definitely helping us a lot already. Oh, a little bit of a slouch in a couple of the corners here. I think what we're going to gain the most in this first stage. I kept having problems getting up this hill in that front-wheel drive car. There we go. 5 seconds quicker than the turnout through that section there. Oops. Driver error. Nothing new there, guys. I will say, I put the quick ratio steering in, but it really doesn't feel very quick. So we did that in a 1:05.82. That is going to be just under 4 seconds quicker on that first stage there. But yeah, let's hop on to the second stage. It seems like we got a little bit of bodywork damage on that one there, but you know, we live and learn. Now I find the start of this one a little bit more difficult. So I think what we're gonna do is just flick it. Like that, yeah. Something like that, that'll do. Now, one thing that this thing definitely loses out on is it's huge. And it really doesn't want to rotate when you try and do these handbrake turns like you're trying to do. As you see there, it just doesn't really move. So you're sort of relying majorly on the horsepower. And as you can see again, there's not much turn in. I am running the racing suspension, so not racing suspension, sorry, the steering. So maybe it would have been worth putting the wide flap on. That's GTA, isn't it? I meant drift gear. Yeah, it's struggling a little bit down here. Ooh, and there we go again, struggling to turn in. Okay, it's a learning curve. That's okay. Yeah, if you're not accelerating, this thing doesn't really do much, which is annoying. And again, we're going to have to check that one in editing. So we'll hop straight into stage 3. Okay, on stage 3, we got a 208, and again we had a small accident there. A small accident coming through the yard there, and we've now got some slight suspension damage. But in the form of rally, we just carry on. There's no point dwelling on it, so we're just gonna send it on this last stage with some extra tow. Well, that's really not how I wanted this to go. It seems that impact back there was a little bit more than I thought it was. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back repair, and then we'll give that last one another shot, shall we? That bump just really unsettled the car. It's unfortunate, but it happens. It happens. All right, let's give this another go. Wow, a 1 minute 30.4. So it's actually just gonna come down to that second stage. I'm gonna have to have a look in editing, and you guys will find out which car is victorious at the end of this video. Please feel free to drop a comment. Which would you which would you rather drive? The I guess it's very rakey Bastion. Would you guys rather whip around in my rally build or the in-game one? Let me know down below. And I think that's going to be all from me, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And here's the results.